We're going to take a look at TNA. That's the Bull Small Cap 3X Fund ETF, and we're going to see what's been going on with that for the past couple of weeks, as well as a little bit longer range look at it. This is being brought to you by freechartvideos.com, using time-honored techniques to understand modern markets. This video is for educational purposes only and is not intended to be any form of investment advice. I can draw lines on charts, but you have to draw your own conclusions from your own due diligence and make investment decisions that are suitable for your financial situation. I'm not a licensed professional. I'm just a guy drawing lines. So let's look at some lines. This is an hourly chart of TNA over about the past 2 months. A little bit longer, actually. And you can see that once we found the bottom here, that TNA popped up and then immediately started this really nice kind of a trend action. These green lines show that every time resistance was broken, that resistance later turned into support. This one right here wasn't quite as tested. This one right here was briefly taken out here, but then prices came back. So right now we're actually to the right of the channel, but prices today started looking like they wanted to climb back into this channel, almost like we needed 3 weeks of consolidation before this could go up any further. So I'm still bullish on TNA. I actually bought some more yesterday here. I know it's a little risky, but I saw that these bottoms right here, when this bounced, I said, you know, I think this is pretty strong. I've got to stop in. I can take a small loss if I have to. But the big picture is I think TNA is going to head up into the 60s pretty soon and probably put in a tag on this blue line. Now, it's also possible that it just hugs the underside of this red line and still gets there. But why do I think it's going to get there? Well, there are a couple reasons, and let's look at that. Looking at the daily chart, you can see that we made what I believe we will see in retrospect as a bull flag that was touched off from the flash crash, broke up to the upside, back tested, then came back and broke the neckline formed by these two peaks. The rest of the markets had made an inverse head and shoulders pattern here, where this right shoulder was actually about equal to the left shoulder. But perhaps due to the fact that TNA is a leveraged fund and there is some price decay in it, this actually ends up being just a little bit lower than the head. Not to worry, it still got over the neckline and pulled back, and now it's taken off. What I'm thinking is if we measure the depth of this pattern and add that on to this neckline. Some people say you add that on at the point of breakout, but when you have a descending neckline like this, I think it's a little bit more applicable if you put that if you kind of keep that in mind as that neckline goes down, that your target also is slightly decreasing over time. So I'm thinking that TNA is probably going to get into the low 60s. I measured it one time real carefully, and I came up with a target of 62. Obviously, it could beat that because these are minimum targets. It's also possible that TNA goes up and back tests this line that it broke back here, in which case it would continue on and it would have to be testing that into the low 70s. This is an area of sideways consolidation, and if we take a little bit closer look at that, we might see some things that are going on. Alright, this is a 5-minute chart looking at the past 7 days plus the 8th day being right here. I have drawn some trend lines. This green line is the overall, what's the best way to put this? That is the most stubborn level that TNA has been encountering. And today, for the first time, we closed just barely over that. This orange line is drawn over this peak and this peak. We closed over that. This red line is the bottom of the channel. Even though we broke below that yesterday, we have closed over all three lines that I would consider of technical significance at this point in time. That means we should have three areas of support, and right now TNA appears to be poised to make a run. Now, keep in mind, this is a 3X fund. That means it's going to be very volatile. And with the elections being today and in the Fed and everything this week, you know, all kinds of screwy things can happen. But the chart says this goes up. So I hope you've enjoyed this. And if you've got a request, just leave a comment in this YouTube video, or join my channel and share that there. I hope you've gotten something out of it. And again, I'm looking for low 60s in TNA. Take care. And when you get a chance, of course, visit freechartvideos.com, where you'll find this and more good stuff.